An unprecedented global crisis calls for an unprecedented response. To turn drops in an ocean into ripples of change. To recognise and scale up local adaptation solutions that best target the needs of the most vulnerable. Organisations and communities acting on the climate crisis, harnessing the power of community, individuals on the front lines, building resilience, driving impact, creating change. We reward those setting trends. We salute their pioneering, locally led efforts to adapt to climate change and act on the future we want. 4 categories: inclusive leadership, financial governance, capacity and knowledge, local innovation. 4 winners. Launched by the Global Centre on Adaptation, the Local Adaptation Champions Awards. Are you the next winner? Act now, because adaptation to climate change cannot wait.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining our session today. It's a very exciting session where we're going to meet the winners of the Local Adaptation Champions Awards. As some of you will know, this was something we launched last year in an effort to highlight the efforts that are going on already at the local level, but also to learn from them for us at the Global Center on Adaptation to learn from them, but also to share their inspirational stories with everyone else who's trying to do similar work across the world. So we had the award ceremony at COP last year in November in Sharm el-Sheikh. And we're excited to catch up with the winners again, to hear from them. We've been in touch. They've already told us about how the awards have helped them build up political momentum, get political support, in some cases even raise additional funding. So we're really interested to hear from them today and also meet members of the team that were not able to join us in Sharm el-Sheikh. So we'll start off with the Rangmati Hill District Council from Bangladesh. They won the award in the Inclusive Leadership category. And the Hill Council is an autonomous government body that's responsible for the governance of Rangamati Hill District, and they've done work with local communities to address worsening droughts, landslides, and flash floods through solar power-based safe water supply facilities. So we'll hear today from Arnendu had joined us from the team at COP, but today we'll hear from Jharma Chakma, who's the General Secretary, Community Resilience Committee in Rangmati. So Jharna, thank you for joining us. Very pleased to meet you. If you could tell us today a little bit about, what was the challenge that you were trying to address, how you went about it, and what was the solution you found, and what's happened since? How has the intervention helped you? We'd be grateful. Over to you, Jharna.
শোভন দাদা, আপনি তো বোধহয় আছেন ঝর্ণা দিদির সাথে, না? একটু উনি ওনার ভাষাতেই বলুক, আপনি একটু বাংলাতে ট্রান্সলেট করতে পারেন বা ইংরেজিতেও করতে পারেন, আর যদি বাংলাতে করেন আমি তাহলে ইংরেজিতে করব। মূলত জানতে চাচ্ছিলাম যে আপনাদের এলাকাতে যে পানি সম্পর্কিত যে সমস্যা ছিল, যেটা আসলে ঝর্ণা দিদিরা ফেস করছিলেন সেইটা, এবং সেটা থেকে পরিত্রাণের জন্য তারা কিভাবে এই প্রকল্পের সাথে একত্রিত হলেন এবং পরবর্তীতে প্রকল্প বাস্তবায়নের পরে কি কি উপকার তারা পেয়েছিলেন। যদি একটু শুরু করেন ঝর্ণা দিদিকে নিয়ে, শোভন দাদা।
বুঝতে চাচ্ছি যে আমার যে প্রকল্প শুরু করতে দুটো প্রবলেম আনি কি হলো এই অনেকটা
নমস্কার সবাইকে, নমস্কার। আমি চাকমা, আমি বাংলাদেশি। আমি রাঙ্গামাটি জেলা জুরাছড়ি উপজেলা পাদলপাড়া থেকে। আমার পাড়ার সমস্যা ছিল পানির সমস্যা। বাংলাদেশ
Sardian kung lagi. Asa usah jangan taruh lah. Jangan iya deh. Sardian, ada comfortable lagi sih jangan.
আমার পাড়ার পানি সমস্যা এলো পানি প্রায় 5 মাস পানি নতায় বছরে আমার আদামত আমার জেলা পরিষদের সহযোগিতা লই আমি পাড়া মিলিনে আমি কমিটি গঠন হই কমিটির মধ্যে মই সাধারণ সম্পাদক আমি পাড়ার বেকুনি মিটিংর মাধ্যমে আমি বেকুনি আলোচনা করি নেই কিভাবে পানি নিরসন পানি যে সমস্যা আছে কিভাবে নিরসন হয়েছে করছে বেকুনি মিলি নেই বেকুনি মিলি নেই মিটিংর মাধ্যমে আমি মিলের মিলের সংখ্যা আমি এখানে বেজ এলাম আমি কমিটির মধ্যে আমার কমিটি বলো 11 জনের কমিটি
জি জি
আমি কি বাংলায় বলবো আপনাকে বলবো
হ্যাঁ বলেন অসুবিধা নেই যতটুকু বললো বলেন আর দাদা সম্ভব হলে একটু ভিডিওটা অন করেন আপনি বলেন অসুবিধা নেই বাংলাতে বলেন
তো উনি হচ্ছেন ঝর্ণা চাকমা উনি যেটা বললেন ওনার বাড়ি হচ্ছে বাদলছড়ি জুরাছড়ি ইউনিয়নে জুরাছড়ি উপজেলার রাঙ্গামাটি জেলার তো ওনাদের যে সমস্যাটা ছিল প্রথমত হচ্ছে সমস্যা পানিটা ছিল আর কি তখন তারা মহিলারা ওনাদের একত্রিত হয়ে আর কি কমিটির মাধ্যমে তারা এই সমস্যাটাকে চিহ্নিত করে এটার মানে প্রকল্প নিয়েছেন উনারা আরো বক্তব্য আছে উনি আর বলবেন
আচ্ছা এবার একটু উনাকে বলেন যে কিভাবে তারা প্রকল্পের সাথে যুক্ত হলো এবং নারীরা একত্রিত হয়ে কিভাবে সমস্যাটা সমাধান করেছে
জেলা পরিষদের সহযোগিতা পেলে আমি কমিটি আদামে 5 পাড়া মিলিনে কমিটি গঠন করছে আমার জেলা পরিষদের সহযোগিতা লই আমি ট্রেনিং পেয়ে কমিটি গঠন করছে তারা সহযোগিতা লই আমি খামানি এগে যেয়ে
আচ্ছা শরণবা উনি বলছেন যে পার্বত্য জেলা পরিষদ প্রথমে ওনাদের সহযোগিতা করেছেন এবং কমিটি করে দিয়েছেন ওনাদের এলাকার প্রথমে একটা কমিটি তৈরি করেছেন তো কমিটির মাধ্যমে ওনাদের মহিলা সংখ্যা ছিল 6 জন এবং পুরুষ ছিলেন 5 জন ওনারা তাদের কমিটির মাধ্যমে এই প্রকল্পটা নিয়েছেন আর কি
আচ্ছা আমি এবার একটু ইংরেজিতে ট্রান্সলেট করে নিই তারপরে আবার আসছি আপনার কাছে So I asked Joanna basically the questions that Anju wanted to know that what were the exact challenges, climate change induced impacts that triggered them to get mobilized and identify a solution. So she is from the Rangamati Upazila, which is Rangamati Jela, which is in the Chittagong Hill Tracts, which is one of the remotest areas and hard to reach areas here in Bangladesh. And she's particularly from the Jurchori Upazila, if I'm not wrong. And the problem that they faced was the the shortage of water and the droughts, and they had to go through a long distance to collect water. Primarily women were vested with that responsibility. So when the women started facing this problem for a prolonged time of the year, so they sort of organized and went to the Rangamati Hill District Council, which is an autonomous government body that is in charge of the administration of the Rangamati area. And then with the support from the Rangamati Hill District Council, these women were organized and formed into a committee, the Climate Change Resilience Committee. And through that, they have been operating since then. Now I'll go to the next question. দাদা এখন যদি একটু জিজ্ঞেস করেন যে কমিটির মাধ্যমে মানে এক্স্যাক্টলি কি কি ধরনের পদক্ষেপ তারা নিয়েছে এবং সমস্যাটার উন্নতি কিভাবে হয়েছে এখন কি বেনিফিট পাচ্ছে এই প্রকল্পটা থেকে
আমার পাড়ার সমস্যা অনেক কিছু এলো আমি মাধ্যমে আলোচনার মাধ্যমে চিহ্নিত করছে সমস্যা নি আমার প্রথমে পানি সমস্যা এলো পানি সমস্যা চিহ্নিত করছে সে এখন কিনে পানি এখান আমার আমার এলআরবির মাধ্যমে আমি আমার আরো বালকানি আগে জীবন বাজিবার তাগিদে আমি আরো নানা সমস্যা তুলি ধরছে সর্বপ্রথমে আমি পানি গান ওই প্রাধান্য দিই সমাধান করছে দিয়ে হলো যে আমি পাড়াবাসী বেকুনি মিলিনে আলোচনার মাধ্যমে জেলা পরিষদ সহযোগিতা লইনে আমি সে প্রকল্পবু পানি প্রকল্পবু বাস্তবায়ন করছে আমি নিজে শ্রম দিনে নিজের উদ্যোগে হিজু হাম করছে মিলের উপস্থিতি বেজেলো আমার মিলেগুনি ব্যাগগুড়ি সত্য বেদং আমি পানি লই সেনতে আমি পানি সমস্যা কারণ ব্যাগগুড়ি দলে করছি প্রাধান্য দেই
জি দাদা আপনাদের যে ওই যে সোলার বেস যে প্রকল্পটা নিয়েছিলেন ওইটার সাথে নারীরা কিভাবে যুক্ত ওটা যদি একটু বলেন
তুমি যে সোলারের যে প্রকল্প আনো সিভিল হলে তুমি যুক্ত হলা তুমি হেনে সেই বেড়ে বুঝার তুমি যে প্রকল্প করছো এলার কেন বেশি বেড়ে করছো যুক্ত মিলেও
আগে আমি পানি আন্দঙ্গই আমি আগে দি সোরা যখন শুকে যায় আমি বহু দূর আদি জেনে পানি বই আন্দং আমার সময় বেই হয়ে যায় আমার হাম করতে আমার বেগাত কদে আমি সে প্রকল্পবু যকে পানি প্রকল্পবু লইয়ে আমি আলোচনার মধ্যে সোলার নিয়ে আমি যে প্রকল্প পানি উত্তোলন করিব সেনাই নিয়ে কান পরামর্শ মিটিং করে নিয়ে আমি করছি কমিটির মানুষজনী পাড়াবাসী বেকুনি মিলি নেই আমি আলোচনা করছে সোলারর কোম্পানি লই মানে আমারে যোগাযোগ করি দেও আমি সেভাবে আমি খামানি এগিয়ে যাই
আচ্ছা দাদা এই অংশটুকু যদি একটু বলেন বাংলায় সোলার নিয়ে যেটা বললেন
সোলার নিয়ে যেটা বললেন এটা হচ্ছে ওই যে ওনারা আলোচনার মাধ্যমে একটা সমাধান তৈরি করেছেন যে সোলারের মাধ্যমে তারা পানিটা উত্তোলন করবেন হ্যাঁ মহিলারা তো অনেক কষ্ট করতেন আগে দূর দূরান্ত থেকে পানি নিয়ে আসতেন তো এইসব কষ্টগুলো লাঘব করার জন্য ওনারা পরবর্তীতে এই প্রকল্পটা হাতে নিয়েছেন যেটা যেহেতু এটা আপনার পরিবেশ বান্ধব সোলার যে তারপর আমরা এই জেলা পরিষদের মাধ্যমে ওই যে সোলারের যে টেকনিক্যাল যে সাপোর্টটা ওনাদের সঙ্গে লিঙ্ক আপ করে দেওয়া হয়েছে তো তার পরবর্তীতে এই সোলারের ইয়েটা ওখানে এস্টাবলিশ করা হয়েছে আর কি
Acha. So she then mentioned that through the committee that they formed, the women from the community gathered and they identified what are the major challenges that they are facing and what are the primary causes of these challenges and what could be the solutions of this problem. So very naturally, the shortage of water, the water crisis came in the top of the list, and with consultation within all of them, they identified that the distance that they have to walk through every day to collect water, they need to reduce that and to identify a solution, possibly an environmental friendly one, which can reduce their time and also get safe drinking water. So they identified with the idea of having a solar-based solar-based water supply system, which is also environment friendly. But then they also went to the Rangamati Hill District Council and asked like what could be the technical supports that they can receive, and then the Rangamati Hill District Council then linked them with the technical supports provider to implement that solution. শেষ প্রশ্ন দাদা এখন এই যে সোলার বেস যে ওয়াটার সাপ্লাই সিস্টেমটা হলো ওইটার কারণে তাদের কষ্টটা কতটুকু লাঘব হয়েছে এবং কি পরিমাণ বিশুদ্ধ পানি তারা প্রতিদিন পাচ্ছে এখন কি উপকার পেয়েছে
তোমার মানে ইয়ন করে যে কি ধরনের সুবিধা তুমি কেপর বা তোমার আরো জ্ঞান তোর কষ্টবান লাগবে আগর তুলনায় তোমার সুবিধা
আমার এই পানি সাপ্লাই পানার পরে আমার বহু সময় বাজে আমি বাড়ির চারিপাশে আমি শাকসবজি বাগান গড়ি বাড়ির ছোটখাটো আমার পরিবার ইয়েতে আর ফলজ ফল গাছত পানি দি বাড়ির গড়ৰ উদনত আমি শাকসবজি বাগান গড়ি বাড়ির আমার সময় বাজে বাচ্চাগুলোর ঠিক মতো স্কুলত পাঠে পারি আমি বিশুদ্ধ পানি ফের আমার স্বাস্থ্য আমার আমার যে পানি বাহিত রোগ আমার কমি যাই আমি ঘরত আমি পানি ফের আমার বহুত উপকার হই খারাপ আছি খুব খুঁজি বিশুদ্ধ পানি আমি ঘরে ঘরে ফেলে আমি খুব খুঁজি ব্যাক করি
শারণবা বলবো
জি
যেটা বলছেন ওনারা এক সময় পানির খুব স্কারসিটিতে ছিলেন, তো ওনাদের এখন বর্তমানে এটা হওয়ার পর মানে প্রকল্পটা বাস্তবায়িত হওয়ার পর ওনাদের সময়টা অনেকটা কমে আসছে, মানে পানি যে নেওয়ার জন্য আর কি, পানি তো অনেক দূর থেকে নিতে হতো সময়, তারপর উদ্ধৃত পানি দিয়ে তারা এখন শাকসবজির মনে করেন কিচেন গার্ডেন, হ্যাঁ বাড়ির আঙিনায় তারা ওখানে ওই শাকসবজির ইয়ে করতে পারছেন, তারপর বাগানেও পানি দিতে পারছেন, তাদের যে বাড়তি সময়টা সেটা তাদের এই বাচ্চাদের সময় দিতে পারছেন আর কি। তারপর ওই বিশুদ্ধ যেহেতু এটা ডিপ টিউবওয়েল, বিশুদ্ধ পানির সরবরাহ করার কারণে উনাদের এখন স্বাস্থ্য ঝুঁকি মানে পানিবাহিত যে রোগের যে স্বাস্থ্য ঝুঁকি ছিল সেটা কমে আসছে এখন, এটার কারণে উনারা এলাকাবাসী খুবই আনন্দিত এবং সেটাই বললেন।
Thank you, Dada. So finally, I asked like, what are the immediate results that they have identified, that they have found after the project being implemented? So naturally, that the solar-based water system is now connected with the tube well, so they get fresh drinking water now, and with that, their health benefits are coming through. And the major benefit is that the amount of time that they used to contribute towards getting the water is now reduced, and they can use that time for their children and other household chores. And most importantly, they now have sufficient water. With that way they can also start doing kitchen gardening and produce their vegetables for their family. Thank you, Anju. I think that's all.
Thanks, Shireen. Thanks also for everyone for the translation. Dharna, thank you. That was really interesting. Hopefully we get time to spend a bit more time talking about this with you later. But for now, to ask Arnindu. So Arnindu, the Hill District Council, it's a autonomous government body. So what was the role that you played in setting this initiative, in getting it going, making sure that it was inclusive? What were the challenges that you faced? And also, if you could tell us a little bit about what's happened after the awards. Has it helped you in any way? Have you had any benefits from the award itself? Thank you.
Hello.
Go ahead. Yeah, we hear you.
Hello.
Anindra, we can hear you clearly.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ornindu Tripura. I'm from Rangamati Hill District Council. Porishad is the Hill District Council is the focal point of all development works in Chittagong Hill Tracts, especially in district level. So, after there was conflict before 1997, no development agency from outside, they didn't come here and work here. So after 1997, after peace accord, international organization was working here. Especially foreign donors under the supervision of UNDP, various foreign agencies started working to improve the quality of life of the people of this area. As a part of this, Danita funded the project through UNDP. So with this project, actually, we hire project staffs. After the project starts, through them, we go to different areas to communicate with the community and identify the problems caused by climate damage in this way, we work there. It is one thing. And the thing is that, Holistic Council, we have 13 different government agency has been transferred to the Holistic Council. But in remote places, it is actually impossible to work, as because for communication, it is one thing. And then thing is the actually other political institution is not still there is in like turmoil. So sometimes this type of project when come, we try to hire some project staff and they go to the field level and they started to work. Yes, this after when in December, when our Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated the what is called the GCA Global Regional Hub in Bangladesh. After that, various high-ranking official of government level of the country visited the project. This month, the American ambassador to Bangladesh, ambassador of Denmark, ambassador of Canada visited Rangamati, and during the meeting with our chairman, they wanted to know about this project and express their interest. Especially this month, like 5 March, ambassador of American ambassador came and visited nearby one project, but they didn't go there for security purposes. And the Denmark ambassador came and visited another project, same project. Same as the Canadian ambassador also come, and 2 days ago, they visited nearby one project, but since Jurasuri is the remotest place, and sometimes there is some kind of like security reason, so they didn't go there, but nearby, same project they visited. So they show their interest to work with this project. I think this is the great achievement for the Holistic Council, is because RR, UNDP RR, 2 days ago when he visited Holistic Council, he said that this is the first time probably UNDP started to work in Chittagong Hilltracks from 2009. After that, no project didn't get this type of award, international level award, and this is the first time we got this type of project award. That's all.
Thank you, Arnendu. Thanks for that. Apologies, I seem to have technical problems and I missed some of that, Arnendu, but thanks for sharing. Let's move quickly to Swayam Shikshan Prayog, which is in neighboring India, and they won the award in the capacity and knowledge category. So they are promoting something called the 1 acre model, which supports women farmers to adopt more resilient and sustainable agricultural practices in Maharashtra. We have today with us Anjan Sable, who's a community leader. Anjan, if you could please tell us a little bit about your community, what were the challenges that you were trying to address, what were the solutions you found, and how those interventions have helped reduce climate vulnerability. Over to you, Anjan.
Yeah, अंजनाताई तुमचा व्हिडिओ चालू करता आलं तर करा आणि आपल्या कामाबद्दल थोडं माहिती सांगा.
सर्वांना नमस्कार. माझं नाव अंजना शरद साबळे, गाव भुई समुद्रगाव, तालुका जिल्हा लातूर. मला स्वतःला 1.5 एकर शेती आहे आणि माझ्या कुटुंबामध्ये 6 व्यक्ती आहेत. सुरुवातीला माझी शेती पूर्णपणे रासायनिक पद्धतीने केली जात होती व शेतीसाठी लागणारं पूर्ण खते असतील, औषधे असतील बाजारातून आणले जायचे आणि त्यासाठी खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणावर खर्च व्हायचा आणि तेव्हा समजत नव्हतं की आपण याचा वापर करतो तर वातावरणावर याचा काय दुष्परिणाम होतो.
Translate. I will translate what she said till now. So she is Anjana Sable, one of our community leader from Latur districts. It's in Maharashtra, India. She has a family of 6 people in her family, 2 children, in-laws and her husband and she. They have 1.5 acre of land. It's like almost 0.6 hectare, we can say. And then they do agriculture before by using the chemical fertilizer and pesticide before joining this movement of 1 acre model. and they used to cultivate all the cash crop and also by using chemical fertilizer and pesticide. And they didn't know that this is also harm the environment by using the chemical fertilizer and pesticide. Anjana.
तर सुरुवातीला दोन्ही सीझन मध्ये म्हणजे दोन्ही हंगामामध्ये आम्ही नगदी पिकं घ्यायची आणि त्या शेतातून निघालं जे काही उत्पादन आहे त्याला बाजारामध्ये विक्री करून नंतर मग खाण्यासाठी अन्नधान्य बाजारातून आणलं जायचं. मी 2000 म्हणजे 6 वर्ष झालं स्वयं शिक्षण प्रयोगशी जोडले गेले आणि तेव्हा मला सुरुवातीला सखी अन्न सुरक्षा शेती याबद्दल माहिती झाली आणि त्यामध्ये आम्हाला मुख्यतः 4 गोष्टीबद्दल माहिती सांगितली गेली. एक तर आहे की पर्यावरण पूरक शेती, दुसरी गोष्ट अन्न सुरक्षा, तिसरी गोष्ट शेतीपूरक व्यवसाय आणि चौथी गोष्ट महिला सक्षमीकरण. तर यामध्ये
they actually both the seasons they used to take cash crops and when the crop comes they sell it into the market and buy the food for their families. She actually associated from last 6 years, 2017, and when she associated with SSP, in first of our interactions, she come to know about the 1 acre model, which also known as the food security agriculture. So, and there she got thought of 4 important things. One is environment friendly cultivation. So whatever crops you take, it should be focusing on environment protection. Second, food crops, which is like food security. They should consume the food for their family. Third one is how they can also become economically empowered. So whatever excess produce comes can be sold, because if they stop cultivating cash crop, then they also need a money for survival. And so third thing is that, and fourth is a women empowerment, like how women can become a farmer and part of a family decision making. Anjana.
सुरुवातीला ज्यावेळेस आम्हाला प्रशिक्षणामध्ये शिकवलं गेलं त्यावेळेस घरी जाऊन बोलल्यानंतर घरचे तयार नव्हते, कारण त्यांना नगदी पीक खूप महत्वाचं वाटत होतं आणि हे छोटे छोटे पिकं किंवा घरासाठी लागणाऱ्या गोष्टी एवढ्या महत्वाच्या वाटत नव्हत्या. पण त्या नगदी पिकापेक्षा जास्त खर्च बाहेरून अन्नधान्य आणण्यासाठी लागतं. हे एक 6 महिन्याचा कालावधी गेला यामध्ये त्यांना समजावून सांगणं आणि हे करणं. त्यामध्ये सुरुवातीला मला त्यांनी 10 गुंठे क्षेत्र दिलं, ज्यामध्ये की मी भाजीपाला आणि थोडस धान्य घेतलं आणि त्यानंतर त्या नगदी पिकाचा पैसा एकदाच येतो, परंतु भाजीपाल्याचा माझ्या घरासाठी वापर करून बाहेर बाजारामध्ये विक्री सुरुवात केली. त्यावेळेस दररोज पैसा हातामध्ये यायला सुरुवात झाली आणि घरच्यांना समजलं की आपण जी काही शेती करतो त्यापेक्षा हे फायद्याचं आहे आणि त्यांनी मला त्यावेळेस 1 एकर शेती ह्या 1 एकर मॉडेल प्रमाणे करण्यासाठी दिली.
ठीक आहे. So when she attended a training and went back to the family and asked family that we should cultivate food crops and not using the chemical fertilizer pesticide, but the family is not convinced. They feel cash crop is important and we get more yield, more money, but they are never calculated that buying a food from outside is also costlier than cultivating food crops in the farm. And see, it's actually took almost 5 to 6 months to convince the family to get half acre of a land for her. So she got a cultivation right, not like land title as well. So for half acre, and they said 1 acre you use as you want to cultivate a cash crops. So one season they saw, and the food, so say cultivated grains, pulses and vegetables. And in a cash crop, you get money only once. But in vegetables, when she start growing, it's like you are getting money on a regular basis. And that's how she able to convince that food crop is also bring us more money. And also it has a less investment. After that, now she got a 1 acre of land, which is under her control for a cultivation of food crops.
त्यानंतर लक्षात यायला सुरुवात झाली की आपण रासायनिक खत जे वापरत होतो त्यापासून वातावरणामध्ये कार्बनचं उत्सर्जन होतं आणि वातावरणाची खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आपण हानी करत आहेत. आणि त्या गोष्टी मी समजून घेण्यास आणि स्वतःच्या शेतामध्ये नैसर्गिक साधन संपत्तीचा वापर करून खते औषधं तयार करण्यास सुरुवात केली आणि खूप कमी खर्चामध्ये माझी शेती व्हायला लागली. हे गावातील महिलांचं गटांमार्फत कृषी गटांमार्फत संघटन करून त्यांना माहिती देऊन त्यांना प्रशिक्षण देऊन त्यांना 1 एकर मॉडेलचं अनुकरण करण्यासाठी सुरुवात करायला लावली. आणि फक्त शेतीच नाही तर शेतीपूरक व्यवसाय जसे की दुग्ध व्यवसाय, शेळीपालन, भाजीपाला व्यवसाय हे करण्यासाठी महिलांनी सुरुवात केली. आणि वातावरणामध्ये होणारे शेती किंवा शेतीपासून होणारे जे काही नुकसान आहे त्याच्यापासून लोकांना समज यायला सुरुवात झाली. आता प्रत्येक शेतकरी स्वतःच्या शेतामध्ये खत, औषधे यांचा घरच्या घरी तयार करून त्याचा वापर करण्यास सुरुवात केलेली आहे.
So after having multiple session of the training, and she also learned that by using a chemical fertilizer, pesticide is also harmful for the environment, as well as there are many usage of more water, also extracting water from the underground, using electricity or using equipment for cultivating cash crop. All those things she learned, and she started educating her neighboring community as well about all these things. And also when she proven that cultivation of food crops, vegetables, etc. give more yield, and by using organic methods. So she started preparing the organic manure, everything on her own in her home, and also started training to the other people. And that's how she is able to convince her community. And now most of the people in her village are actually doing organic farming for food crops.
गावातील लोकांना आता समज यायला सुरुवात झालेली आहे की एकमेकाचं बघून लोक शिकायला सुरुवात झालेली आहे. त्याचबरोबर गाव, तालुका, जिल्हा आणि जिल्ह्याच्या बाहेरही लोकांना माहिती सांगून त्यांना हे 1 एकर मॉडेल किती फायद्याचं आहे आता समज येत आहे. आणि महिलांना सुरुवातीला प्रत्येक घरामध्ये हे सवय लावायला किंवा दाखवून देण्यासाठी खूप वेळ लागला. परंतु आता हे उत्पन्न आणि घरामध्ये महिलांच्या हातात येत असलेला पैसा यामुळे घरातील लोक महिलांच्या नावी शेती सुद्धा करून द्यायला सुरुवात केलेली आहे. ज्याच्यामुळे की महिलांचा प्रत्येक गोष्टीमध्ये त्यांचा पण विचार घ्यायला सुरू झालेला आहे. आणि आता महिलांच्या निर्णयातून शेती व्हायला सुरुवात झालेली आहे आणि त्यांच्या नावावर शेती होत आहे तर त्यांनी त्यांची शेतकरी म्हणून ओळख व्हायला होत आहे.
So actually now she's saying like people are recognizing women as a farmer. The families are convinced that they will give a cultivation right, but even there are few families giving a land title also on the woman name because it also helps to access the government schemes. So most of the people are convinced now that doing biofarming or organic farming for food crops is beneficial than just going for a cash crops. It's not like completely we are avoiding cash crop. As a supplementary, we do cash crop, but that also people doing a practice of organic method, not using the chemical fertilizer and pesticide. She's saying now from village to block to district to another districts, another states, there are many farmers who are adopting this, and the family are convinced that we should give rights to women for specifically for the food crops, and that's how they are also coming a part of a decision making. And parallelly now they are doing the additional agri-allied businesses like milk and vegetable selling, pulses selling, pie processing, which is bringing more income to their families and communities. I think, is it okay? Then we can go for a presentation of SSP. Or you want
yes, that's good. Thank you, Upamanyu, and thank you so much, Anjana, as well. I recognize you from the wonderful video that you shared. It's a really empowering video, and I'd encourage people to look for it on YouTube. It's called the 1 Acre Model, right, Upamanyu?
Our story.
Yeah.
It's called Our Story also.
Our story. There you go. Yeah.
Our story.
Yeah. So, in fact, so next, Upamanyu, I think we have Tabassum Momin from who's a program manager at SSP. Will she be presenting or will you, Upamanyu?
I will present. Tabassum is, I think, traveling. So she may not be able to catch up. So Sanjana, you just present the slide. Or Tabassum, are you able to explain?
थोड़ा कर सकती हूँ.
Is the other slides visible?
Yeah. So Tabassum, go ahead and do in English so that I don't have to translate it. Try for that. Yeah. Tabassum, mute pe hai.
Tabassum, is that okay? Okay.
Yes. Good afternoon, all of you. Myself Tabassum. I'm working in SSP last 20 year plus. Especially, I'm looking agriculture sector and connected to agri-allied businesses, which is individual and collective approach. We are working SSP working in 7 states and 2,300 villages. Especially in agriculture sector, we trained women in different categories. Like that, they making biofertilizer.
Next slide. No, before that, yeah.
Biopesticide, biofertilizers, own seeds preparing like that. Our model is based on 4 pillars. One is empowerment, which is connected to women. Second one is food security. In this component, we trained women to cultivate food crops in their own farm and use household consumption priority based. Through food security, we covered 10 food groups connect to families, which is related to increase nutrient value and 4 to 5 different crops they are cultivated. One is cereal, second one is pulses, third one is vegetables, and fourth one is oil seeds. Accordingly, we covered food security through this multiple cropping system. Third one is livelihood. Through food security, we first priority to connect families on their household consumption and remaining and surplus to marketing. Through this marketing, they earn more money from this security model. And fourth one is natural resources management. Especially, we used natural resources for making biofertilizers and biopesticides. Also, management of water. Through this part, we saving water. We saving waters as well. Increase soil fertility. In this component, we trained farmers for making fertilizer, which is called biofertilizer as well organic. And second one, we trained farmers to make biopesticide, which is made from different leaves. For this component, we tried to manage natural resources. These 4 components are mainly part of our model. This model is operating like a collective approach and integrated farming system. Here is 3 different ways. One is cash saving, second one is earning, and third one is connected to health and nutrition part. In this picture, here is clearly mentioned how to connect families to farm to income to using manure for making fertilizer, connected to market, and also fulfill household consumptions like that. तुम थोड़ा continue करेंगे तो ठीक रहेगा.
Okay, so Sanjana, go on slide 2. Slide 2. Sanjana, you have to share. Before that. No.
I think someone has stopped share for me.
So you are not able to share?
I am now. Just is this the slide?
This one, yeah. So I think Tabassum and Anjana have covered a lot about our 1 hectare model. I just want to emphasize the below at the slide. So basically, this model has a women empowerment component where we request family to allocate piece of land for cultivation rights and slowly convert it into land rights. Second is promoting food crops cultivations, and that has to be consumed for their family by using the natural farming method like organic farming, and connect the livelihood to it, which also increase their incomes, and the protection of natural resources. Looking at the climate as a important aspect, we train, educate women, and also it like a protection of soil, water, land through biofarming, water harvesting structures, promoting water efficient crops, water efficient technology like drip and all. So all these, and also they will take care of a whole natural management of natural resources. So the whole first is a build, creating a conducive ecosystem which enable all these elements in the community, and then empower women. Basically, all these things are done by women. So they are like driver of whole this movement and work. So for that we do hand holding and also making a collectivizing them so that it will become a more power and it can sustain, and by enabling to continue the effort. So that's how the model works. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Tabassum, and thanks, Upmanyu. So we need to move on to the next, but very briefly, Upmanyu, if you could tell us a bit about how the awards affected you and how you plan to use the award money, that'll be great. If you could tell us in just a few words.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, so because we got this award, it has created a lot of visibility. There are a lot of inquiries coming to SSP about understanding and learning of a 1 hectare model. We had one workshop with the government stakeholder, corporate partners, CSR partners, and our community women leaders by using this award money, and presented the whole model. So we are able to generate funding. So we almost committed 3-4 donors who are going to support this to scale this model. Oak Foundation, GenPact, then HSBC, and another one, Axis Foundation. So these are the organizations who are agreed to support, and the support is started. Second, this adoption by government. So it's become, now actually some credit goes to us, not 100%, but Government of India announced this is a millet year. Number 2, promoting organic farming. Number 3, collectivizing farmer. So there are almost 10,000 crore rupees budget allocated to promote organic farming, and we are the committee member in district and state level. And third, there is a lot of traction of corporates to help and buy these organic produce to sell into the market, which will give a prime benefit. And then there are a lot of articles came into the newspaper. There is local media coverage. We actually conducted a district-wise melavas of women to hand over this award, because this came from the community, and that has created a very good environment in the district. So district collectorate, chief executive officers, all are very interested. The SSP is now a member of the committee which is created at the district level for promoting organic farming and food crops. So this is a big achievement because of the visibility. We are doing this work calmly, but it has given up an international level visibility, and which is helping us to get funding, promoting this model into government, and creating a traction among the corporates. So this is like creating a full ecosystem. And thanks for GCA for giving this wonderful opportunity. And I think it's basically also to our community women leaders who are made this happen. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Upmanyu. Thanks to SSP for the inspiring work. I'm sure it's going to inspire people elsewhere. And in fact, one of the things we're looking at is how we can set up possibly mentorships. But to move quickly on, because we're running out of time, to our next award winner in the financial governance category, that was the Adaptation Consortium in Kenya. And they did some really fantastic work on designing county climate change funds to attract finance from public, private, local, international sources, and basically do it in a way that aligns with the principle of allowing flexibility and access to climate finance at the local level and decision-making power, really. So we'll hear first from Jacqueline James from the Ikuta Ward Climate Change Committee. Jacqueline, if you could tell us again a little bit about your community, what the challenges were, and how this intervention helped you to address them, we're very interested to hear. Thank you. Jacqueline, over to you.
I'm Jacqueline James from Ikuta Ward, Kitui South, Kenya. I'm 43 years old. I'm a mother of 3. I'm married. I'm a member of WCCPC, World Climate Change and Planning Committee. I'm the secretary. I'm also a chairlady of different groups. What led to the self-help group, Women Association of Kenya in Kitui South constituency.
What you do?
I'm a farmer. I do a little business in our ward.
The ward committee.
In the ward.
What you do
in the committee. But what is
climate change planning committee?
World Climate Change Planning Committee is formed by different groups like disability people, youth, women, religions, leaders, local NGOs, among the others.
What you do?
We plan and prioritize the climate change interventions.
What have you done?
We are already trained on leadership, record keeping, proposal writing, monitoring and evaluation, and climate information services.
That's great, Jacqueline. I mean, just feel free to, say it in your own
Challenges
words.
We are lacking funds. We got little funds. Little funds from the government, county government. We only have 20% of county budget. Also, we have effects of climate change becoming worse. And this is environmental protection.
Maybe Jacqueline can proceed in the local language, and then I can.
I think that's better. Jacqueline, please, in your own words, and then we can translate. So feel free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kila mwingine just proceed. Ward committees.
Where you can.
Then I translate. What you do?
Ward committee.
Just explain Kikamba. Yeah.
Training we wanzuki we me kulingana na area situ na mbwela iko.
Yeah, Jacqueline is saying that they have been trained on environmental protection. beekeeping, dryland farming, climate information services. And because I would want to take you back from where she started, she said her name is Jacqueline James from Kitui, South Kenya. She is 43 years old and a mother of 3. She is the secretary for Ikuda Ward Climate Change Planning Committee, where she is the secretary and also a member. She is also a member of other development forums in the ward where she comes from in Kitui South. She said that as a member of Ikuda Ward Planning Change Committee, she noted that the committee was formed as a result of enactment of Kitui County Climate Change Fund Regulations 2018. And she says that there are 11 members from different areas of the ward. The 11 members comprise women, where she represents women, and she has been able to act as the secretary to the committee. The group has a representation of the disabled and youth, religious leaders, among others, to make the 18. Then she has also said that they have been trained on leadership, record keeping, proposal development, and monitoring and evaluation. And from this training, they have been funded for an earth dam called Itukisia Earth Dam and Ngomano Sand Dam through the Adaptation Consortium, and in partnership with the county government of Kitui, where she comes from. She has also said that the committee was part of the selection panel, which identified the service provider for the 2 investments, climate change investments. And you can tell us now how you did the monitoring. My monitor.
To allocate your funds during monitoring and evaluation, na siekitwa katika accounts ya ward.
So she's saying during the implementation of these investments, the committee was allocated monitoring and monitoring funds, which was channeled to the account, and they were able to monitor the interventions. The funds also assisted them to do adequate record keeping and documentation of what was happening. And also they were key in authorizing for payment for the service providers. What have you learned from the process?
Beekeeping, dryland farming, public participation, CIS.
So she says from the committee, they have been empowered on environmental protection through interventions such as big tree growing. They are also doing they have been capacity built on how to do dryland farming, and they are taking part as members of the World Climate Change committees in public participation and prioritizing climate change interventions, so that they are mainstreamed in county plans and budgeting process.
Great, thank you so much, Ashley. So Kennedy will now tell us a bit about the way that the funds were set up, how they were structured so that it was the communities who were deciding where the funds would be used. And also, Kennedy, if you could tell us a bit about the impact of the awards itself, how you're planning to use the money, that would be great, the prize money. Kennedy is a monitoring, evaluation, and learning specialist with Adaptation Consortium. Over to you, Kennedy.
Thanks so much. And thanks, Jacqueline, for bringing practicality to the county climate change fund mechanism. County Climate Change Fund mechanism was designed where CSOs and government came together to act on Devolved Climate Fund as a result of discord between the strong national policies and legislations framework that exists towards actualizing and connecting this to local planning actions. So it supports, as you've said, it strengthens the capacities of counties, which are subnational governments, to mainstream climate change into planning, budgeting, processing, strengthening access to climate finance from different sources, and also strengthening the public participation into decision-making and involving the vulnerable community. So it focuses basically on three strategic areas, which Jacqueline has highlighted: the finance component, public participation, climate information, and monitoring and evaluation aspect. What happens is to look at the climate change landscape in terms of legislation, and this is domesticated at the subnational level based on issues, and because climate change is local. So once the counties set up climate change acts and legislations and ensure that a fund is established within the government, that is the National Government Public Finance Management Act, that allows funds to flow into the counties. So once the fund is established, then that draws funds from the national government, from international, and any other actors that are interested in investing at the local level. Then also the Act creates governance structures from the counties to the ward level. Ward level are the local structures that we have in Kenya. So once the structures are established within the acts, then operationalization comes in when now funds are dispersed to these structures to support capacity building, to strengthen the local institutions, which Jacqueline is part and parcel. And once the institutions are strengthened, they support the communities to prioritize the type of investments that they want, or the type of climate actions that they want at the community level. So the committee at the ward level supports the community also to ensure that they have, they use the climate information that is periodically disseminated by the relevant MET agencies, and use that as part and parcel of their planning, and also to analyze their current and future risks. So they support the community to determine what they want the funds to do for them. That is in a nutshell. And also supports the community to do periodic reflection and monitoring into the processes, so that they also learn from the climate actions that happen at their level as they become resilient to climate impacts. Additionally, the public are also made to be aware in terms of climate change issues and how they can become resilient, and participates in government decision-making and budgeting processes, so that as the government seeks opinions from the community on areas of focus and need, climate issues become part and parcel of the areas that the community highlights, and this forms part of government plans, annual plans, and 5-year development plans. Then
really
also, I can also highlight about the achievements and lessons that have come out of a decade of investments into the County Climate Change Fund mechanism. We can point over 600 direct beneficiaries, mostly in pilot counties, over 100 investments into local public goods supported by both government money and non-state money in terms of co-funding approach. Also, there is more participation of communities, like Jacqueline has highlighted, ensuring that government planning is community-driven and their priorities and aspirations on matters of climate change are on board. Also, the mechanism is being scaled out nationwide, and also the institutionalization process has been done. If you look at the action plans that we have in the country, Kenya, you'll find that the County Climate Change Fund is also an action area for the country. Also, in Kenya School of Government, which was established by the Act of Parliament as a County Climate Change Fund mechanism as part and parcel of it, to build on the capacities that are needed to ensure that the desires for communities in terms of climate change management are there. Also, the counties have been allocating funds, part of their development, so 1 to 2%, to ensure that there is that predictable climate change impact management. What lessons we've learned is that there is benefit and value of having a consortium existing of non-government and government actors. Like I had indicated, Adaptation Consortium consists of civil society organizations spread across Kenya, and government entities that are focused on the devolved government. Also, the mechanism is scalable. With the 10-year plus pilot enabled us to have knowledge, in terms of knowledge that was shared and is applicable to other countries that are coming to learn of it, including Mali, Senegal, Uganda, Tanzania. And also there is an aspect of enhanced citizen accountability, because the institution, the local institution that Jacqueline is part and parcel of, are strengthened and continuously capacity built so that they are aware of government priorities, issues that are emerging on issues on matters climate change, and they continuously create that awareness at community level. And then for us, for the award, maybe I can now just summarize on the award. Our strategic plan is coming to an end this year, and that is the strategic plan that bore the scale out that is being done by the National Treasury on devolved climate finance, that is the CCCF, and we think it has achieved its object. So we are moving to that period of developing another strategic plan, and this award money has been allocated for strategic plan to ensure that we either become more visible and focused on issues of climate change. The award money has increased our visibility as ADA, both locally and internationally. Initially, we had, it was a partnership of around 6 entities spread across the country, but we have additional local organization approaching us to be part of of the consortium so that we push the climate change agenda. Also internationally, we've had requests for partnership and collaborations, although it has still not yet bared the financial part of it. And also it has given us, the award also has given us another strong outlook in the government cycles, even during the scale-out process being led by the National Treasury. ADA was part and parcel of the TOT trainers supporting the counties to ensure there is quality in the scale-out and mainstreaming of local climate actions.
That's great, Kennedy. Thank you for sharing. It's a really holistic piece of work that you've done over the past 10 years. And I think it just shows. Yesterday we had a session on Mukuru, but I think the key difference in both Mukuru and the work that you're doing from the other things we hear about is that the government is committed and it's a partnership between civil society and government. And that just goes to show how much farther you can go when you have that kind of partnership where both are equal and they work together, right? So it's really inspiring. Thanks for sharing. So now we move on to the, not last but not least, the Community Development and Advocacy Forum from Nepal, who won the award in the Local Innovation category. And they've done really fantastic work on watershed management in Nepal for the conservation and management of rainwater and groundwater sources. So today we have with us Bhagwati Thapa. She's the treasurer of the Community Forest Users Group. Again, we'll have translation, but Bhagwati, if you could tell us about your community a little bit, about what the problems you were facing, still face, what were the interventions and how they helped. Thank you, and over to you, Bhagwati.
तपाईको समुदायको बारेमा केही कुराहरु भनिदिनुस् कस्तो समुदाय हो तपाईहरुको कहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ आफ्नो अलिकति छोटो परिचय दिनुस् प्लस अनि तपाईहरुले के त्यस्तो समस्याहरु चाहिँ पहिला भोग्नु भएको थियो अनि के त्यस्तो चाहिँ क्रियाकलापहरु गर्नुभयो जसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ तपाईहरुलाई अहिले सहज भएको छ अनि यो विषयमा केही कुराहरु भनिदिनुहुन्छ कि भन्नुभएको छ
नमस्कार मेरो नाम भगवती थापा घर धनुषा बाहुनमारा मिथिला नगरपालिका 11 म कालीखोला सामुदायिक वनोपभोक्ता समितिको कोषाध्यक्ष र मेरो चाहिँ मेन समस्या भनेको पहिला हामीलाई भनेकै पानी हो पानी चाहिँ कस्तो थियो भने अब पहिला आकाशे भरपुमा खेती हुन्थ्यो हाम्रो अब चुरे क्षेत्र भइकन पनि अब हामीलाई बोट बिरुवाहरू मास्न हुँदैन त्यसको संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा त्यति थिएन जब म सामुदायिक वनमा लागे त्यसपछि चाहिँ अनि अब हामीलाई त्यतिखेर कस्तो समस्या थियो भनेदेखि खोलाबाट पानी खेतमा लिएर जाने खेतमा पानी लिएर जाँदाखेरि त्यसलाई सेउला ढुङ्गाहरू राखेर पानी लिएर जानुपर्ने सेउला ढुङ्गाहरू राखेर लिएर गइसकेपछि पानी पर्ने पानी परिसकेपछि त्यसलाई फेरि बगाएर लिएर जाने
What she has mentioned so far is like she is Bhagwati Thapa from one of the municipality of Dhanusha, district of Nepal. This lies in the Madhya province and she belongs to Mithila municipality. And what she has problem in earlier is like the only one problem that is water. That is water. It was a very, very problematic for both irrigation and drinking water. And they even didn't know that. They didn't even know that. Whether they have to they have to conserve forest or not. What it has an effect in the long run. So the forest were being destroyed to divert the river water to the particular irrigation field. So they were collecting collecting this branches and leaf and everything from the forest and make a loose stone and this a dam, small dam in a river to divert water to the field areas. But one time there is a flood and then everything is collapsed. That all flooded away. So the process has been again renewed. And when I entered into community forest user groups and being a treasurer in the particular group, we actually came to know that forest are very good natural resources and this has to be conserved. So we started conserving the forest with different technologies. Okay.
अनि हामीलाई पानी खानको लागि पनि हामीले खोलामा कुवा खनेर कुवाबाट पानी लिएर जान्थ्यौं त्यो कुवाको पानी लाँदाखेरि अब बर्खामा चाहिँ धमिलो हुने त्यसले बच्चाहरू बिरामी हुने र घरका गार्जियनहरू चाहिँ कमाउन जाने भएको हुनाले अधिकांश महिलाहरूले त्यो खानेपानीको जिम्मा लिनुपर्ने बच्चाहरूको कपडाहरू खोलामा लगेर धुनुपर्ने र त्यो कुलोमा जहिले पनि 150 घरधुरीका महिलाहरू धेरै जति महिलाहरू नै जानुपर्ने धेरै दुःख थियो त्यस्तै दुःखको बावजुद पनि अब राम्रो कुरा गर्नु त्यस्तै दुःखको बावजुद पनि हामीलाई चाहिँ अब हाम्रो यो सामुदायिकमाहरूमा हामी आबद्ध भएको हुनाले यो सामुदायिक पैरवी मञ्च अनि यो कालिदास नेपालहरुबाट चाहिँ उहाँहरूले हामीहरूलाई भेटघाटको कार्यक्रममा यस्तो कार्यक्रम तपाईहरुले सहयोग गर्नुभयो भने तपाईहरु आफू सक्षम हुनुभयो भने हामी पनि तपाईहरुलाई सहयोग गर्न सक्छौं तर त्यसमा तपाईहरु पनि आफू इन्भल्भ हुनुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा उहाँहरूले जानकारी गराउनु भयो
And what they came to know that there was not only the irrigation problem but also the drinking water problem, and the male counterpart of every family has to go for the work to earn money for their living, but only the female were in the houses, so they had to go to collect these branches and leave everything to to make that dam for the irrigation canal, and not only for the irrigation canal but also to face the water. Also they have to move to the close the far away river, and they need to dig a small well in the river to collect water. It was very problematic for health problem also, and not only they have to collect water, they also have to look after their children for their food and everything, and to send them to school. So everything in household chores are completely belongs to the women. So it was really a very bad problem earlier. And later on, when we met organizations like Caritas Nepal, Caritas Germany, CDAFN, and we have they organized some kind of meeting, and we also knew some kind of new technologies and other measures to cope with our problem.
अनि उहाँहरुको समन्वय गरेर हामीले चाहिँ अब हामी चाहिँ अघि बढ्छौं हामीले धेरै दुःख पायौं भनेर गर्ने प्रयास गर्यौं उहाँहरुसँग एउटा सम्झौता गर्यौं र उहाँहरुसँग सम्झौता गरिसकेपछि अब हामीलाई उहाँहरुबाट जस्तै हामीहरुले मात्रै सहयोग गर्ने हैन कालिदास जर्मनले मात्रै सहयोग गर्ने हैन तपाईहरुले आफ्नो गाउँबाट ठाउँबाट पनि स्थानीयबाट पनि सहयोग माग्न सक्नुहुन्छ भनेर एउटा सहयोग माग्ने बाटोहरु देखाइदिनु भयो त्यसको लागि चाहिँ अब हामीहरु आफै नै इन्भल्भ नभइकन त कसैले घरमा ल्याएर दिने कुरा भएन त्यसकारणले हामीहरुले हामी हुन्छ हामी गर्छौं हामी दुःख सधैँभरि गर्दैनौं भनेर हामीले सरहरुसँग कालिदास जर्मनसँग समन्वय गरेर हामीले भूमिगत कुलो बनायौं जुन हाम्रो समय धेरै लाग्थ्यो त्यसमा एकदमै सजिलो खानेपानीको मुहानहरु सरसफाई गर्ने खानेपानीलाई इन्टेक बनाउने त्यसपछि आएर खोल्सीहरुमा जालीहरु लगाउने बाँस रोपन गर्ने गर्दै जाँदा हामीलाई यो कालिदास नेपालले गरेको 8-10 वर्षदेखिको सहयोग हो उहाँहरुले वर्षैपछि जस्तो के कस्तो भइरहेछ गएर अवलोकन गर्दै थप सहयोग गर्दै हामीहरुले पनि त्यसमा चाहिँ अब हाम्रो श्रम चाहिँ हामीले गरेका छौं हामीले बाहिरबाट पैसा आउने त्यसको लागि मात्रै फोकस हैन हामीले चाहिँ हाम्रै लागि गर्न उहाँहरु आउनु भएको छ भनेर हामीहरुले धेरै जागरुक देखाएर यो काम गरेका छौं
about what she has mentioned, like no one is giving fund or everything in our house, but they will give certain kind of way, certain kind of way forward and mechanism, certain the technology. So Caritas Nepal, Caritas Germany, and this organization CDFN came to us as a path maker, as a director to show the path that how we can cope our problems, and we organized in a female group and other group, and also as a community forest user groups, and we able to make this this underground seepage water technology as a canal to divert this seepage water from this non-perennial river bodies of Churi area, which normally dry in the this winter season or dry season, so you cannot see water there. and they try to. We were able to make an underground canal so that around the year we get irrigation facilities for our for our 3-crop cycle, and also we make a kind of drinking water schemes together with the project. They support us with technology and some kind of outsourcing materials, but we contributed our labor, our our group were there, and they also showed us some local level funding that we could go to the this local level government, that ward office and this municipality and rural municipality, so that we can communicate our problem to them, and they also contribute in some part together with the project. So we could able to make different drinking water schemes, very safe schemes, and but now it's like getting better for both irrigation and drinking water.
र 8-10 वर्ष अगाडिको मेरो गाउँ र अहिलेको गाउँमा हजुरहरु आउनुभयो भने पनि धेरै परिवर्तन भएको छ, देख्न सक्नुहुनेछ। यो कुनै यसमा आएर मैले भनेको हैन, मेरो गाउँमा अवलोकन गर्न आउनुस्, हजुरहरुलाई स्वागत छ। त्यहाँ चाहिँ हामीले गल्छी निवारण गरेर जुन बाँसका बुट्टाहरू लगायौं, अमृतसरहरू लगायौं, त्यसले गर्दा हामी महिलाहरूले बाख्रा पालेका छौं, भैँसी पालेका छौं। अहिले 150 घरधुरीमा कम्तीमा पनि 10 वटा जति त तपाईको फर्मै दर्ता भएर सरकारलाई नै हामीले राजस्व बुझाइराखेका छौं। त्यहीँनिर दुध डेरी संकलन केन्द्र खुलेको छ। अहिले हामीलाई पानीको समस्या नहुने बित्तिकै धेरै सजिलो हुने, बच्चाहरू पढाउन, खानपिनमा पनि स्वस्थ रहेपछि बिमारीहरू पनि नहुने, र हामीलाई घर नजिकै घाँसहरू पातहरू धेरै उम्रेको भएर वस्तु भाउ चराउन घाँस दाउराले गर्दाखेरि धेरै राम्रो भएको छ हामीलाई पनि।
Since we are also working in an integrated watershed management approach, that we are also working to control landslides and torrents and small streams with small gabion wall and vegetation. So we could grow different fodder species, and that is really helping us to provide fodder to our cattle, goat, and so we could able to farm cattle as well. And you can see the really big changes before 5-10 years, and if you can come and visit our society, our community these days, you can see the changes. So this is not I'm telling, but you can see the changes that we can show our past and the present, how we are doing there. And we have our milk collecting dairy as well, and everyone is farming cattle and buffaloes. So a certain amount of income is coming from this small business. So now it's like very helpful to earn some money and to send our children to the school, and every members in the community are organized now. Yeah.
अनि अर्को कुराको कुरा त म के पनि गर्न चाहन्छु भने मेरो घर धनुषा जिल्लामा हो। धनुषा जिल्लामा रहिकन पनि मलाई जब हामीहरुलाई जब सरहरुले आएर कार्यदास गर्न सामुदायिक परिमन्त्री आएर चाहिँ तपाईहरुले चाहिँ यो हरियो वन जंगल जोगाउनु पर्छ, तपाईहरु स्वयं आफै सामुदायिक वनमा हुनुहुन्छ, यसको संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ, यसको लागि बरु गल्छी निवारण के गर्नुपर्छ त्यसको सहयोग हामी गर्छौं भनेर उहाँहरुले भन्नुभयो। हामीहरुले त्यो गरिकन हामी एउटा धनुषा जिल्लामा बसिकन हामीले महोत्तरी जिल्लाको, जबकि हाम्रो जिल्ला होइन अर्को जिल्लालाई हामीले हजारौं घरधुरीलाई हामीले हाम्रो खोलाको पानी दिन सकेका छौं। उहाँहरुले स्वस्थ पानी खानु भएको छ। त्यति धेरै अहिले हामी पानीको धनी भएको छ। पहिला हामीलाई 10 वर्ष अगाडि त्यस्तो पानीको दुःख थियो, अहिले हामी जलस्रोतको धनी भएका छौं। अब अहिले पनि जलवायु परिवर्तन हुने, यस्तो क्लाइमेट चेन्ज हुने कुराहरू भइरहेको छ, तर हाम्रो भूमिगत सिंचाइ, पोखरी, गल्छी निवारण भएको हुनाले हामीसँग पानी जलस्रोत यति धेरै छ कि अहिले पनि यो चैत महिनामा अहिले हाम्रो चैते धान रोपाई भइराखेको छ। आज मैले नै 10 कठा धान खेत रोपेर आएको हुँ।
What she's telling like today she has a this rice planting ceremony in her land, and she has 10 acre of land, 10 kattha of land to plant today, and she came after planting, and all other this worker are also working there in her land. So now we are really rich in watershed. Earlier it was a really big problem, and since I'm living in Dhanusha district, but we are providing water to the Mautari district as well, because the source of water is in Dhanusha area, and we could provide water, drinking water, and irrigation water to the Mautari district community people as well. So we are really rich in water these days, and thank you for this organization who are helping us, to provide this kind of technology and support to the community. Yeah. Okay.
That's great. Thank you so much. Good luck with the planting of the rice. And also, I think that this is something that Sushil, you and Nagdev also mentioned when we met, but it's amazing how work in one area has an impact, not just in a different district, but I think you were telling me how it has impacts also downstream in places in India, etc. So Sushil, if you could tell us now a little bit about the work I think we've gotten a good idea from the discussion right now. But if you can tell us, how the award has affected your work and what you plan to do in future, that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay, Anju, I'll just the slides that I'm trying to show you is like almost covered by Kavita, by Bhagwatiji, because this is all about this integrated watershed management. And what she has mentioned, actually, I would like to invite you to come to and see our village. And earlier, we can see our earlier, the topography, and we can show the current scenario. So it's like really the big change you can observe in our village. What she's mentioning now. Okay. And talking about our work, that since you know that we actually work in this, Sure area, particularly the Shivalik range, from Shivalik range to the India border, it's like upstream, midstream, and downstream. So the water conservation is normally done in the upstream Sure areas. From this water harvest ponds, different rainwater harvest ponds and all, because series of water harvest ponds have been built in the upstream areas, and that have been connected to the community people through livelihood, support. And what it has a very good result is like you can see the water recharge, in the midstream and downstream areas. So because there is only one way that you can recharge water through holding water in the upstream areas. Otherwise, there is no any kind of measures to recharge the groundwater in the downstream area. So what we experience is like this is a very good experience of holding water in the upstream areas and recharging the groundwater in the downstream areas. So it is like this controlling of landslide and sedimentation, everything to reduce the surface raising of the river, so that the flood cannot go inside to the public, this public land and this, this property and then settlements and everything. So we can somehow, able to control this kind of flooding, to control this landslide and these torrents and gullies, this sedimentation of this area, working in small streams with gabion wall and also with the vegetations of different foreign species and all. So this is another. And what we are going in the downstream area is like the huge patches of these river bank areas that have been like flooded since 10, 15 years back is like now reclaimed through the approach of community reclamation. And we are also closely working with our local government that they are also contributing in a 1:1 basis. If you are contributing 1 lakh, then government is also spending 1 lakh. So this is our project working together with the UNDP and Germany support project and Tata support project. So these are the works that we are working together with the government. And recently, as I shared one report as well in our earlier communication in WhatsApp, that we have conducted one visit from the province assembly, this modest province assembly government, that the speaker from the assembly and the members themselves came interested to see our sites, and since they knew kind of this visibility of our recognition at the international forum that we get the prizes and all, this is support prizes. So everyone is like very close to us, and they are asking us that how we are going there and what we can support on your work and how this the good work can be replicated in other areas as well. So our president is like today he's also busy to giving his speech and his kind of this presentation to the province member as well. So Bhagwatiji and me here, so we are planning to having kind of such exposure visits, so that we can replicate our best practices in the other river system as well, and that can contribute to the community of other areas too. So and recently we have conducted one visit together with the UNDP in our best practice areas, and they really acknowledged our work. So these are the work that we are doing, and amounts of this award money is like kept as a seed money in the organization, that we are supporting our earlier groups and making some kind of follow-up, and if they are coming to support or sustainability kind of support. For example, we are trying to now organizing kind of this repair and maintenance kind of guideline for different schemes. Earlier it was only made, and it was only the scheme, and the construction was done. But now we have to think about the sustainability, that how they will be repaired. If any damage is there, who will be responsible for this sustainable management? So we are working on that aspect as well. So these are the works that we are thinking of, and we are getting support from different other donors as well, LGG.
Thank you so much for sharing, Sushil. May you grow from strength to strength, because it's so important, this sort of taking the watershed view and also the impacts that it has on others. And I think we discussed briefly that maybe there are options also, to look into approaches like payment for ecosystem services, etc., that we can look into the future. So look forward to at least sort of being there to cheer you along on this journey, and wishing you luck. So thank you, everybody. That was really, I think, useful. I don't know, we don't yet have any questions, but I do want to say that, first of all, we are in the process of launching the awards for the next year. So our attendees, I would encourage you to apply. And also we hope to hear from the winners of last year at the event, but how things have changed once again. But I encourage people to pass the word as well to others that they know who would be interested in applying. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot, and hope to see you soon again. Yeah, good luck with all the really important work you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye. Bye.